You are live. That's what it says. I can only hope that my microphone is working because nobody's here. So I wonder if I went on YouTube on my phone, if I could see if my mic was working. Let's have a look. Oh, you know what? I can't open it in here yet. Well, I hope it works. I guess we'll find out. I wonder if I could. Let me try it on here because I know my phone is screwy. Yeah, I'm fiddling. Give me a second to fiddle. I just want to make sure there's volume. I don't want to do this whole thing and then find out that there is no volume happening. It says turned off. Ah, there it is. All right, it's working. Okay, so let's go back into here. All right. Well, I only gave 5 minutes notice on this live this evening. It has been a day. I don't usually feel my mood so bad as I did today. Today was just rough. Like I had a plan in place. I, I was going to get a phone call. We were going to schedule this inspection from the electric work that we had done the other day, and then I was going to go shopping because I had a couple of things on hold at a store kind of halfway across town, and then I was going to go to Hobby Lobby. I was going to do stuff, and everything fell apart. Like the inspection fell apart, so that's not going to happen until tomorrow now. And then I go over, drive halfway across town, and those items were not on hold for me. There was a big misunderstanding, but it sounded like somebody just flat out lied to me. Whatever. I just blew it off and rolled with it. And then my husband's home from work sick today, and I was like, I'm feeling like I shouldn't even be on the road anymore. Like I just need to come home. So I did hit Michael's, got a couple of things I was looking for, ran to Safeway, grabbed him some stuff, nose spray thingy, and a couple other things. And then I thought, well, you know what? I think I'll just get on here and I'm just going to go ahead and do my live YouTube of the progress that we've made in our last image with this little scope. And because I know at the beginning of the week, I'd said that I had an outcome to share and I really do want to share it. So I thought I would just go ahead and share it. And as you can see from the title of this video and the thumbnail of this video, that our camera, our new stuff, was able to capture the heart and the soul nebula all in one shot. Whereas before, if we wanted to get this outcome, which I've never gotten before, we would have had to use my scope. Let me move this a little bit out of the way. I just don't want it to get too far away. I would have had to use my scope and do mosaics. And it's really tough to do mosaics unless you just have like a 360-degree view of the sky and all the time in the world. So this is a great way to broaden our view of space without, just breaking our necks trying to spend 1,000 hours doing a mosaic. So this turned out very cool. So I was very excited. But I wanted to share, since I got the heart and the soul all together, right? Should I say we got the heart and the soul together? I thought I would go back in time and show y'all my first, well, not my first. This is my most recent and best outcome of the Heart Nebula just by itself. And then I also shot the Soul Nebula just by itself with my gear. So, and then I'll just kind of show how this new image also evolved a little bit. So I'm getting kind of familiar with StreamYard here in like the background of things. So I'm trying to figure out like how to present. And so I've got kind of an order of operations here. So first off, let's show, this is my image from, I think it was last, I know it was last fall. I want to say October, but it might have been earlier. So this is my latest outcome of the Heart Nebula all by itself. And this was 6 hours worth of shooting all stacked, but I know that I used, probably one filter for one set and another filter for another, whatever. I can't even figure out how to go back and look at all that data and all of the info on it. But this was last year, and I was so thrilled with this outcome of the Heart Nebula. So then I decided to go further back in time, and I found my Soul Nebula. And my Soul Nebula I took in 2023. So it's been 2 years ago. I think it was September, 2 years ago, that I got the Soul Nebula. And this is my Soul Nebula from my telescope from the dome all by itself. Which this one I remember, in order to bring out some of the better details, I did some different processing in PixInsight. There's some, I wouldn't say they're filters, but it's kind of like just its own process where you can give it kind of more of an oxygen look than like the hydrogen alpha look. And so I went with it and I really liked what it did to this image. I remember noticing all the little details and all the little nuances about it and just loving it. And so I thought that, you know, for 2 years ago, especially, the soul turned out, I should really add to that this year. I could do longer exposures, find out what my exposures were last time. They were probably 300 or 400 seconds. That's what I typically do. And I would say that probably about the same with the heart. I probably did about 300 or 400 seconds on the heart. Well, when we set up the um, new small scope for first light, it was Saturday night, and we kind of we were in Nina. My husband and I were talking, and we were in Nina, and we're like, well, let's try 300 seconds. It's 5 minutes. It's what, it's kind of a good starting line. I didn't know how much light this was going to bring in, and it turns out, after the reducer and everything is on it, it brings in the exact same amount of light as my telescope. So it's very similar in that way. But the new little scope is a triplet. Mine's a doublet. So I think that with the triplet, you get some benefits as far as the sharpness and the more details, shining brighter in your nebulas or galaxies or whatever you're looking at. So it'll be good to kind of, as we go, compare the doublet to the triplet and kind of see the difference for me, because I'd really like to see that. But so we did 300 seconds, and then we were going to stack them like the next day. My husband pulled them out, and then he's like, I don't have a dark library for this scope. I'm like, darn it. So he did 20 dark images, 300 seconds. So we would have a starting dark library, because with the dark library, you have to, it's not scope dependent, but it is camera dependent. And this camera is seeing a different field of view than it was the last time when we had the big scope on there. So starting with a new dark library is a good way to get going with this. And so he started a new dark library, and so we ended up getting 70 300 second pictures on the heart and the soul, and this is it just stacked. This is it stacked and just like a screen transfer function in PixInsight. This is what it looks like. And I was so thrilled with this. This was such a great, oh man, that scared me. I might have to figure out how to turn those off during a live. I thought this was just a great result so this ended up being 5 hours, 45 minutes, give or take. And I was just thrilled with this. I love how this turned out. This was a great starting line. And then where I was able to kind of take it from there was here. I wonder if I do this. Look at that. It just overlays it beautifully. That's great. So you can see kind of where I started and then where I went. Now, I really should have taken the time. I could do it real quick. It wouldn't take that long. Let me see if I can pull up my husband's rendition that he got. Oh, you know what? It's in a different folder, so this might take me a little longer than I hoped. Shoot, it's right here. Oh, this is the one I've got. Oh no, I didn't put it on there. Okay, hold on. Let me export this and show this one to you. Because StreamYard needs it to be a JPEG. So let me throw it on here as a JPEG and pull it up in here. See if this works while I'm actually in here. I hope this does. Image file. This is my husband's. Let's see if it loads. Yay, it worked. Look at this. Okay, so we'll just start back here. So this is the master stack in PixInsight. This was my result, my final result so far, until we get more data on this target. And this was my husband's result. Now, considering how long it has been since we have been doing anything space photo processing, it's been so long. I think we both did a fantastic job. I think that James has turned out so good. I love how he was able to pick up more of this dust and nebulosity, especially around the heart nebula. The soul's got it too, but the heart's just stronger. I love how he picked that out with his, and I know his is kind of more of a flat color, um, but I really love it. And I told him, I said, I was really focused on color in mine. I don't know why. Obviously, mine's a little bit boring as far as the dust and the structure and some of that stuff, but I just really loved trying to pull out some fun color out of this. And I thought this one just turned out so great. So, just under 6 hours in, I believe we're classified as a Bortle. I think we're like a class 7.2, or it might be even higher now, according to Good to Gaze. Where is it? Oh my gosh, you have to. I don't know. It looks like I might have to actually subscribe now to get. That's weird. I don't know. Let's see. What is? Let's ask. I wonder if Copilot, if AI knows. Let's see. Bortle Sky in Colorado Springs. Let's see what it says. It says between a 5 and a 6. I really thought it was higher. I wonder if the Bortle scale has changed because I was like 100% sure we were in the sevens. I wonder. I'm going to have to look that up. But, anyways, that's off track. Doesn't matter. But here, we'll go back through them one more time just so you can see kind of how this is. Well, I guess the very first picture I ever took of this area in space would have been of the soul. Not that I took, but that I actually got a really good outcome on was the soul. So the soul was in 2023. This one was 7.5 hours of data. Obviously, the processing is a little bit different. But then I went to the heart last fall, and this was my outcome with that. And this was 6 hours on the heart. And I just loved, oh, sorry, I whacked the mic. I just loved how this one turned out. And I think that's kind of what inspired me to go to here a little bit with it, is that I had been able to see with my previous image of the heart nebula that it had this really cool, like, fire and ice look to it. And obviously, this, I was able to bring it out even better. So I would imagine if I spend more time on this, perhaps I can do the same. But the original stack out fresh out of PixInsight with just a screen transfer function looked like this. And then James's outcome, and then mine. And I love them both. I love them both for all sorts of different reasons. I just think it's neat how you see like somebody else's thinking when they have an outcome like it's so different. Like the fact that we do this together, we take pictures of the same place, we put it in the same software, and we just go to like we just do whatever we find as we go, and to see what he was going for, how different it is from what I was going for, but neither are wrong and both are fun. And it was really a lot of fun to do. So I was hoping to have people in here. I'm so sorry about that. I probably should have scheduled this, but I'm still getting, kind of used to it. And like I said, my day was just dumb. So kind of the last thing I wanted to do was like plan for something and then have all hell break loose. Oh, but one thing that I did have pulled up over here, I thought it was funny, and that was where the title of my video, or of this video, came from. And the thumbnail is Heart and Soul. And so I wanted to read the lyrics to the classic Heart and Soul. I fell in love with you, heart and soul. That's very off key, but the words are: Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night. Heart and soul, I begged to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, therein the moon mist. Oh, but I don't know the pace of this because I don't know this part of the song. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing. But now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me. It's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. see if I can do that a little bit better. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do. See, I'm off, and I know it. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night, heart and soul. I had it. It was a little high, but I finally got it. It's a song I never sing, but I always knew. All right. Well, that got quirky. How far are we into this? 15, almost 16 minutes. So not bad. I hope you enjoyed this live. I just really want to get on, share an update. I don't know. Let's see what the night looks like here. Real quick, see if any shooting is possible. Because I know we'd like to add to this, but wow. It is going to be a good night. It is going to be a good night. Oh, I know we'd like to add to this, but now that I can see what this telescope can do, I also kind of want to see what else it can see and go somewhere else. So we'll see. But night looks promising. If the mood changes for me and I feel like giving it a go, I'm gonna. But don't be surprised if instead we order a pizza, be lazy, and I play on PlayStation 2 just to kind of blow off this weird day and refresh. So all right. Well, sorry nobody was here, and I'm sorry to all y'all that wish you could have been here. And I kind of jumped the gun. I'm going to try to get better about scheduling lives, give an hour in advance, and even have kind of more of a game plan when I do my videos. So at the end of my videos, I can say, "Hey, I'm going to do a live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Tune in." Blah blah blah. Like if I can get there, I'm not good at making this whole thing like work like. I don't want to burn out on it, and I think I kind of was before. So just like I said, pacing, just trying to pace. We'll see what happens, whatever. But I hope you enjoyed the heart and the soul nebula, and of course, I'm sure there will be more to come very very soon. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. A wonderful. I've got to figure that out. That made me jump again. A wonderful rest of your week and into your weekend. And pizza's here, so I'm going. Bye. Oh.